So I went back to Chicago, helped out with my family for a little bit. And I ended up getting a job. I forget exactly where I was working. Or I got a job at Amazon. And I also went back to try to finish up my master's. Right after I didn't get into law school the first time around, I got accepted into this master's program at the University of Chicago. And I withdrew from that and I was trying to finish that. I didn't finish that. And then when I came back home, I tried to finish that again. I didn't completing that. But I was worried about, either writing a paper, my thesis, or trying to make money. And so I was like, I need to make money. The hell with this paper. What's this paper going to do for me? So
Right.
I withdrew. So I didn't finish that program, and I started working with Amazon. And then while I was working at Amazon, I started from the bottom. Every job I've had, for the most part, I've always started from the bottom and moved up. Um, I started out as a regular employee because they just opened a facility down not too far from where my parents lived. So I did that. After about a month, I went out for a promotion, become a supervisor. I did that. And then I was going out for a management position. And I was going through the process of getting that job. And I was just like, yo, I was like, I'm not happy where I am in life right now. And I just don't really see, although I see myself moving up with Amazon, I see that as a possibility.
Hmm.
I don't think that I'm going to be happy here because I started thinking about my time at UPS as a manager. There's just like this mentality there where it's all productivity. And it's just like, yo, like I know what it is doing this job. And it's like, there's only so much you can do to motivate these people to keep those numbers where they want them to be. And I'm not a driver, what I'm saying? I'm not about to be a slave driver, so that's when I was like, really, I had been entertaining the military for some time. My father, he was a Marine, and he had been suggesting the military for some time. I knew
Yeah.
I always wanted to work for the federal government. When I was a kid, I always loved history, and I always remember reading all these great stories about all these, people doing all this great stuff in the military. Particularly, George Washington or whoever else. You talked about World War II, all the stuff that happened on then.
Hmm.
But I just didn't think the military was for me. I didn't really have the confidence in myself that I thought I would be able to, make it through boot camp. Because I wasn't really physically inclined, as a young man. And so I was just like, you know what? I think I was really afraid of fear. I was afraid that I was going to fail. It's particularly at that point in time when I have had a track record of just failure after failure after failure. Okay. So my self-esteem was a little low. And so that was my biggest fear, which is failing, and I just said, look, man, if you want a change in your life, you need to step outside your comfort zone. And you say you want to work for the Fed someday. So this would be a great way to get your foot in the door. So I didn't tell anybody. I didn't tell anyone. I was like, you know what? I don't care what job they have. I'm just gonna go in there and I'm gonna sign up and I'm making my mind up and I'm going. So I went into the recruiter's office. They gave me a lay down the jobs I needed or whatever.
Hmm.
And eventually they had a slot available for the job I wanted, which was ammo specialist. I wanted to be an ammo specialist so I could learn about the ammunition, because, I was thinking about possibly being a war dog, like, but, but, so I was like, all right, bet. So they gave me that job and I went home and I signed the contract. I went home to my parents, like, hey guys, I'm signing up to go enlist in the military. They were like, what? And I was like, yeah, I'll be leaving in like 30 days, and all these questions. And I was like, oh, wow. Yeah, I'm signing up, guys. I'm going.
Yeah.
So they're like, all right. And I went, man, and I haven't looked back since. I had a plan in place. The first day I got to the unit, man, Sergeant Tejada, they asked me, like, hey, man, what's your plans? What you want to do? I'm sitting there with my high top fade, with my round gold rims on, my frames, and my little soft briefcase, my computer bag. I said, look, I'm going to OC. I want to be an officer. They're like, okay. So I submitted my packet. And hey, here I am today. I'm a commissioned officer in the U.S. Army. I had a plan. I stuck to it, and I went after it. And I got it. So the stage is yours.
I was working at the Navy Exchange, pushing carts, taking trash out. My job title was called laborer worker. Because literally all I did was physical labor. Like that was my job description. Anything, and you see, when I first joined, I didn't take a look at all the job descriptions in there. Like pretty much I was a do boy. I could just do whatever they tell me to do. Like my job description was so long. But I not joined, but I got that job when I was 16. So I was working there from a junior until I went to the Army. But so I graduated high school. Well, before I graduated high school, I had a couple options. The military was not one. I took the ASVAB the first time and I scored a 16.
16?
A 16, my G.
Damn.
And look, it's crazy because when I took it, I'm like, all right, I probably got like a 60 or something like that. In my head, I got like a 60 or something like that. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Did you even try, my guy?
Well, I tried. That's the thing. I tried.
You weren't a dumb kid in high school.
No, I wasn't. I graduated with honors. I don't know. I just had a bad day, maybe. I don't know. But 16.
Yeah, it was something wrong there. 16, my guy.
16.
Not even possible. Apparently so.
It is 16.
Yeah.
16. And then so I had two choices because I just got my acceptance letter from Old Dominion University. So I had two choices: either study some more for the ASVAB, or just go ahead and pursue Old Dominion University. And it's crazy because I didn't even know why I was going to college. It was just the thing to do. You graduate high school, you go to college, or you go in the military, or if you're talented enough, you become some type of a star or whatever. That was really it. So I went to ODU, and I didn't really like it like that. It was way different. It was way different from high school. It was big classes, not a lot of grades, so it's not a lot of area for mistakes as far as grades go. I had freedom to do whatever I wanted to do, which was I was not responsible enough to handle that at 18. Mm-hmm. If I didn't go to class, nobody gonna tell my parents.
Yeah. And me, I went to class. I just didn't study afterwards.
And look, I never studied in high school either. I never studied in high school.
Yeah.
So it's like having those poor study habits carry on to college. It's just a setup for failure. So I go through my first year of college, and I ended up on academic probation.
Yeah, I was on academic probation too.
Yeah, because my grades were just terrible. Mm-hmm. And so I'm on probation going into my sophomore year, and it's not looking good. I mean, I had an opportunity to do what I can to get out of probation, but it still came down to, I don't know why I'm here. My major was information technology, using systems. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't really know what that was either, to be honest. I just knew it made 6 figures coming out of college. So I was like, I'm gonna just, do that. But once I realized I didn't really know what I wanted to do, that's when I started to kind of spiral, and I wasn't interested in college anymore. I wasn't interested in going to school, and I'm just smoking weed with my friends, not really doing shit with my life. I'm still going to work.
What'd you put in your Army application? When they asked you to smoke weed, what'd you say?
Well, they're tracking. They're tracking. So I'm smoking with my friends, chilling, not doing shit with my life. I'm still going to work at the Navy Exchange because I gotta, survive somehow. But like I said, like you said, it was one night, Halloween night. It's funny. I ended up meeting a group of people on the Facebook group, ODU 19, and we all decided to link up at this one guy's room and then slide out to these parties. And there was one party we went to. It was kind of packed, kind of not. I'm on the wall chilling. I'm smoking, and it just dawned on me like, yo, my life is trash right now. Like look what I'm doing. I'm broke. Like my grades are bad. I have no direction in what to do in life. I'm in college just because that's what I'm supposed to be at, according to society. That's what I'm supposed to be at in college. So I was like, you know what, bro? I'm gonna make a change. I'm gonna go and join the military. And I didn't even know which branch I wanted to join. I just went to the first recruiting office that was open, which was the Army. So I went to the recruiting office. Navy was closed. Air Force wasn't even there. like nobody had been there for months. And the Marines was open, but I'm not joining the Marines. So I go talk to an Army recruiter. I said, hey, I want to take the ASVAB. He said, how long you need to study? I said, give me 2 weeks. All right, so we set a date. And then instead of going to classes, I'm going to the library to study for the ASVAB. My parents still think I'm going to classes. They still think I'm going to classes. I'm going to the library to study. I'm going to my cousin's house to kick it. And then I take the ASVAB. I score 50. All right, cool. I go right back to the recruiting office that we sit and look at jobs. And literally, I had like 5 jobs open. I had like infantry. I had tankerman. I had combat engineer. I want to say I had a cook on there, and then I had ammunition specialist. And I was like, all right, which jobs aren't combat related? He said, you got cook and you got ammunition specialist. I said, sign me up for ammo. Sign me up. And it came with an $8,000 bonus. So I said, all right, cool. So I signed the paperwork. And then about a week.
You turned down a $16,000 bonus.
You?
To be an ammo specialist.
Yeah, you're wild. I would have took
They
that.
wanted me to be I was thinking about the long term, baby. The long term. I was thinking about the long game. I was thinking, hey, I'm gonna be a government contractor when I get out.
What job was that for?
Medical lab technician. I don't want to be in no lab all day, man. And the AIT was a year long, man.
Bro, I would have took that.
Man, I was not trying to do all that, man. I wasn't trying to do all that, bro.
I swear I would have took it. But
I had a plan of what I wanted to do, and I may have never met you. This would maybe never have come about.
No, you're right. Definitely right.
I don't regret my decision. I don't regret it. Thank you for watching the Vibe Cultivator Network. For more clips, interviews, and original content, subscribe to the Vibe Cultivator Network on YouTube.
And for exclusive content, become a patron of the Vibe Cultivator Network, available on Patreon only.